Shalom, shalom. I am here to give you this truth by the way of the Spirit. And we're just continuing this project that I've been working on for a long time entitled Evil Cannot Rule Forever. Okay? Now, I'm not going to do a lot of talking. We're just going to jump right in and we're going to start right here.
And the Gentiles, they're special. Yes. Yes, the Gentiles are special. The Europeans and all nations that's joined to the great European Empire, the revived Roman Empire, where the pale skins are ruling. Yes, I don't say this in hatred. This is the absolute truth. The colonizers were pale-skinned. Okay? They invaded our land. And then they reclassified us as Negro, Black, African American, and all the other slanderous terms they've attached to us, just as the scripture declared would happen. That we have become a proverb, a byword, a people of reproach, scorned, hated, and ridiculed by all nations, where none says to restore, none pities. When so-called African Americans speak about oppression, we're demonized as if we're being hateful. We're demonized as if we're unforgiving. How can you forgive something that hasn't been rectified? You have not restored us. You are still overrunning our land. And you're still oppressing us. You still refuse to give back what was stolen from us. You want us to be okay and complacent with that. Not only do you want us to be okay and complacent with that, but you better shut your mouth, nigga. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. This is the mentality that the world has towards us. But this is the great transgression that many people are about to be destroyed over. Why? Because the few that has come back to the original covenant, which signals the end of our oppression. We have the right to be free. We have the right to not be ruled by our enemies. So as long as we're obedient to the great Spirit that made a covenant with our forefathers on this set-apart land, He's going to overturn our circumstances. And this is all biblical prophecy that we have been given, and I have been freely giving and speaking, all while being ignored, hated, ridiculed, oppressed, all of these things, ostracized.
Now, let's go ahead and go over a little bit of this, okay? Now, the reason I say that the Gentiles are special is because that's what the Father said, okay? Yes. He allotted you guys to come over here, rape, rob, murder, plunder, pillage, destroy His people, enjoy the blessings of your plunder for hundreds of years. set yourselves in authority, literally got to live in your white supremacy for hundreds of years while you mistreat his people. We're speaking as a whole. This is as a whole, people. All right? So don't take offense because this is as a whole and I'm speaking the truth. All right? Now, the Gentiles who truly repent will be protected right along with the obedient covenant people. Okay? My God is not a respecter of persons. My God accepts anyone who is willing to keep the eternal law of divine love. My God realizes that this age caused mass hypnosis, blind obedience. Okay? But he had a plan to seed his people here and wake us up in the land of our captivity, bring into remembrance who we are. And he put his word within us, those of us who have been obedient and applied his word to our life. He said he would utilize us to speak his living word, to give you nations a divine opportunity to humble yourselves, accept the reproof of the Spirit of truth, repent, and allow our God to work in your heart and renew your mind. If the Gentiles will repent and return unto me, saith the Father, behold, they shall be numbered among my people, O house of Israel. And I will not suffer the disobedient, stiff-necked Israelites who are of the house of Israel to go through among them and tread them down, saith the Father. All right? Because there's plenty of them that can't wait. Can't wait. Yeah. But the righteous of his people, we ain't out for blood. We ain't out to oppress. We're out for nothing but love. And you have an opportunity to cleave unto us, his merciful ones. If you refuse, that's your choice. And you're going to reap every single thing that you have sown. All right? This present day captivity was brought to us by the Europeans who set themselves up in authority. And this is the great white European empire. Alright, this is the sealed portion, as you can see here. This is chapter 31. The rise of the great Roman Empire and an explanation of the great beast by John in Revelation. The Roman Empire is one beast, and the great European Empire and the United States are some of the other beasts described by John. Alright, this chapter expounds on the book of Revelation extensively. Alright. Let's see, verse 2. And about this present time, the Roman Empire shall be wounded exceedingly because of its great sins before the Lord, even so much that it shall be destroyed by a deadly wound, according to the words of John that are written in a Bible, which you have already among you. And from its wounds the rise of another great nation shall come to pass, and this nation shall be known as the great European Empire. And from that great empire Satan shall make his final stand against the saints of God, even before Yahusha cometh again in his glory to claim that which the Father hath been placed in his power by the Father. Because this time was allotted to the wicked. We were born in it. It is not coming. What's coming is the righteous kingdom. So if you choose to continue to blow us off as irrelevant, understand what's coming for you. You are not about to be raptured. No, you're not. Okay? Not what you think anyway. Alright? For Satan shall cause to be established a powerful nation among the Gentiles, that shall strike fear in all other nations of the world. Did not America do that when they dropped the bomb that bomb that they dropped? Hold on right quick. And this was all, let me pull it up. All right, because everybody knows. Everybody knows. All right, this struck fear in all nations. Yes, and they used their bomb to do it. Okay, that's how they got all nations to bow down. All right, and they just been going over to every single country, raping, robbing, murdering, and just destroying the people there. Okay, this is why pretty much all nations hate America. All right, yet have been fornicating with her. All right, in bed with her. This is biblical prophecy fulfilled. All right, now your time is up. Okay, yes. So this powerful nation among the Gentiles struck fear in all other nations of the world. And with this great nation, Satan shall begin to rule and reign over his dominion without the restrictions that were placed on him by the Father in the beginning. So now he got to force his ways upon us. All right? We were born into a world of forced economic slavery. That's forced worship of a false god, contrary to popular belief. Okay? Yes, we were forced to worship and serve a false god. Okay? Forced to put in our time, our energy, and our effort, for in God we trust. Let's get it. And this shall be the final opportunity of Satan to show unto the children of God that his plan can bring happiness and joy to those who follow him and give him the glory that he seeketh. He made good on his word, yes. He gave happiness and joy to all those who follow him and give him the glory that he seeketh. That's why with all of their award shows, they thank their God of money. Okay? Yes. And this great nation shall be known as the United States, for they shall be united in their desire to worship Satan in his image. His image is the money. And this because of their works. They pine after the money. And unknowingly, they shall be led subtly to believe that Satan is their God, even the very eternal Father. And they shall support and worship his image, which is money, and cause all other nations who do not support and worship the image of Satan to be condemned or destroyed. Did they not do it? Here's a quote by this man whom was murdered and sodomized. Obama wants to kill me, to take away the freedom of our country, to take away our free housing, our free medicine, our free education, our free food, and replace it with American-style thievery called, quote, capitalism. But all of us in the third world know what that means. It means corporations run the countries, run the world, and the people suffer. I prove what I'm given to speak, people. And they shall support and worship his image, which is money, and cause all other nations who do not support and worship the image of Satan to be condemned or destroyed. See? Capitalism, where money is God. That's on top, while the people are on the bottom. We work for all, we feed all. The people suffer. But money don't feel no kind of pain. Money don't get miserable. Money don't suffer. It's not sentient. It's not living. The people are living. The people are sentient. The people suffer. The people feel misery. Money don't get oppressed. It's the people that is oppressed because of the love and glorification of money. This was forced upon all humanity and all creation. This is biblical prophecy. Verse 8, and the words of the brother of Jared shall show unto the elect the way in which Satan rewardeth those who follow his plan and keep his covenants. And he rewardeth them with peace and carnal security, as it has been explained to you previously in this record, that carnal security is their money, saving it in their savings accounts. Carnal security is buying man-made weapons. That ain't real peace and security. That's not eternal peace and security. That's temporary peace and security. Trusting in your own might, trusting in mortal men, trusting in your own wisdom. Therefore it's carnal and not spiritual. And all of the prophets of the Most High God has seen this time when Satan shall be released by the Father. So Satan was already released, people. This time is not coming. We are at the end of evil. I don't know how much clearer I can make it for you people. Satan was released. We were born into his kingdom. and taught everything accordingly. He was allotted his power over his own dominions without the restrictions that were placed on him from the beginning. For Lucifer had complained unto the Father that the presentation of his plan and its incorporation into mortality cannot take a full effect, nor can it be given the proper chance so that the children of God can make a fair choice of which plan is the best and most righteous for all, if he is not allowed to give unto them some indication and example of the eternal laws that have been established for their happiness. People, we were born into his plan. His plan has always been about selfishness. Okay? Do it for yourself. Be a responsible adult. Okay? Don't you understand? This is the mentality of the adversary. This is the mentality of the worst of the heathen. Survival of the fittest. All of it is the same. Okay? My Father is all benevolent. Therefore, my Father is all about sustaining life, providing for the creation. Why do you think that the earth provides for the creation? Sure, we have to plant seed and possibly till the ground from time to time, but it produces an abundance of food to sustain the creation. We don't have to work for the sun to come out to provide nourishment. We don't have to work for rain to come down upon us. These are things that our Father established for us because of love, infinite divine love, benevolence. But Satan is all about you gotta earn what you gotta work for whatever you get. Whatever you get, you gotta earn it. And he is the one that's getting the praise and the worship and the glory. Not our Father. Not the maker of our spirit. Not the creator of our soul. See, my God loves me. My God provides for me. Yes, I work hard. And I allow my God to provide for me. I don't have to bow down and worship the God of money. But the wicked, they ain't got a problem. See, there's several people I've come across, so many posts, bro, and even back in the day, there were several people that spoke out about economic slavery. Like, I am not the only one that had a problem with this, and now have the clarity and understanding to why I had a problem with it. Okay? They put it in all the movies. Go back and watch They Live. Go back and watch Tommy Knockers. Go back and watch Needful Things. Go back and watch all of these freaking movies. They're telling you to your face. Okay? That money is being glorified. Money is being worshipped. And the people are suffering. Things are being worshipped. Okay? Materialistic things are being glorified. While people suffer. Therefore, the Father has chosen a time, and that time that the Father chose was the time where my stiff-necked forefathers refused to humble themselves and repent and return unto the pure covenant that we had. So our Father was like, okay, you don't want to humble yourselves and repent? That's fine. Ezekiel 7:24. I would allow it into the hands of the strangers. I will allow it into the hands of the strangers for a prey, and to the wicked of the earth for a spoil, and they shall pollute it under the influence of devils. My face will I also turn from them. So you wonder why babies were allowed to be raped and murdered? You wonder why it seems like innocent people it was allowed for them to just be gunned down, that would seem to be senselessly, okay? Just no sense whatsoever. These things just allowed to happen, but it seems random. It seems chaotic because our God turned his face from us and allowed the earth into the hands of the wicked for a time, times, and half a time. My face will also turn from them, and they shall pollute my secret place. For the robbers shall enter into it and defile it. Make a chain, for the land is full of bloody crimes, and the city is full of violence. This was the crimes my people were committing against his eternal law. We broke the covenant of no bloodshed. It was not a blood covenant. It was a pure covenant that got turned into a blood covenant because of men of perverse and corruptible minds. Wherefore our Father said, he will allow the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. This is when Japheth was allowed to be enlarged and call themselves dwelling in the tents of Shem, the invasion of our land. He allowed the worst of the heathen. They came. They've been possessing our house, our houses, because we got multiple lands, all the lands that were colonized. He made the pomp of us, the strong of us, to cease. And our holy places has been defiled. Our God allowed it because of our wickedness. Destruction came. We sought for peace, but there has been none. Mischief has come upon mischief, and rumor upon rumor. Then we saw a vision of the prophet, but the law had perished from the priest and counsel from the ancients, because we went into captivity and were murdered and martyred. The king shall mourn. Why you think there can't be any kings or queens over here in these lands? Because there's a crown colony. We're prisoners of war. That's why there can only be presidents. So the king shall mourn, and the princes that were in this land shall be clothed with desolation, and the hands of the people of the land shall be troubled, because we can't prosper in their economic system, which they established by force upon our ancestral land. Our Father said, I will allow unto them after their own way, and according to their deserts will they be judged. Then they shall know that I am the Most High their God, Well, we most certainly know now. I hear my Father now. I'm being obedient to my God now. All right? So that was a time frame that my Father has chosen, when peace shall be taken from the earth for the last time, and Lucifer shall have power over his own dominions. Why the hell do you think this is coming in the future when we've been living it? And at this time, the plan of Lucifer shall be shown in its full effect unto the children of God. I was born into it, and now I am a living witness, testifying of the wickedness, whether they are alive in mortality or alive according to the manner of the Spirit, in the dimensions of the spirit world. Yeah, all the children of God shall witness these last days and see the plan of Lucifer in its glory. And after it has failed miserably, clearly it's failed miserably, because there's homelessness, there's starvation. All humanity and all creation is groaning and suffering, except for those who have all the money. After it has failed miserably, then shall every knee bow and every tongue confess that the plan of salvation, which was given unto us by the Father, is the only plan that is possible, whereby we might have eternal peace and happiness, even that eternal joy that the Father has promised unto all of us in the beginning. And since all the prophets of the Most High God have seen these latter days, and these prophets know the will of the Most High God concerning them, yeah, because they have known these things, many of them have touched upon them in their writings, which are contained in the Holy Scriptures that are upon the earth in the latter days. Some of them have revealed many things by way of symbolism and allegory, which was instructed of them by Yahusha, so that the children of men would be inspired to seek the meaning of these things from him, not from mortal men, but from him. Or in other words, from the Holy Spirit. And he who shall be the bearer of Christ, even he who shall bring forth the sealed portion of this record unto the world, shall have the power to discern all the symbolism and allegories that have been given unto the children of men by the prophets of old. And those things that are not revealed in a portion of this record that is sealed shall be revealed through him. And by the power of the Spirit he shall discern all things which have been written. Perceive or recognize something. The ability to judge well. The only ones that have been given discernment is those of us that's humbled ourselves to the Spirit of truth. Therefore, we don't just blindly believe written words in the pages of a physical book. We're able to hear our conscience. We're able to hear the living word that's been embedded into our conscience. Therefore, we can rightly divide the word of truth. Yes. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High God, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, but shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness. That's why the world is in utter chaos, it seems, because you've been having people that ain't humbled themselves, been listening to people that is conformed to the world, but refusing to listen to the people that are not conformed to the world. Refusing to listen to the people that have been transformed by the renewing of our mind, so that we can prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of our God. You ignore us because we're not conformed to the freaking world. Verse 17, and this last nation shall be the seat of Satan, where he shall sit and rule and reign throughout the world, even in the final stages of his power and dominion. And they who shall bring these things forth unto the world shall be among those of this last nation. Am I not here among those of this last nation? All right. And the first of these last two prophets of the Most High God in the latter days shall be at the beginning of this nation. That's before 1776. And the last shall be near the end thereof. We're here. Hello. Or at the time when the words of Yahusha shall be fulfilled, pertaining unto the time when the work of the Father shall commence in gathering the saints from among the wicked before the great and dreadful day of the Lord. That's why we're here. We're here to try to help you. Try to help as many as will have the ears to hear, the heart to receive, and the eyes to see. For unto the saints of the Most High God, the day of the Lord shall not be dreadful. Why would it be? Because it would be the day of our restoration. Well, actually, the day of our restoration is coming before that. And the day of the Lord is when they come try to take a spoil again. All right? Then that's going to be the day of the Lord. All right? So anyway, for unto the saints of the Most High God, the day of the Lord shall not be dreadful, but shall be that day for which they have waited in patience. All right? But unto the wicked, which are all those who worship the beast, who is Lucifer, the day of the Lord shall indeed be great and terrible. Yeah, they're going to lament, because they love dominating over others. They love controlling others. They love forcing their ways upon others. Therefore, they hate the eternal divine law of love. They are the polar opposite. Right. So you need to come out of her, my people, so that you be not a partaker of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High has remembered her iniquities. Second Ezra 15:8. I will hold my tongue no more, as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. You want to demonize me? I've been demonized my whole life for being a complainer. I have a right to speak out about being oppressed. I have a right to speak out about people forcing their ways upon me. Behold, saith the Lord, I would allow plagues upon the whole world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Most High God, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore saith the Most High, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people has been led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. The earth itself is going to destroy the wicked. And then shall the saints of the Most High God lift up our voice unto the Most High, and the voice of all the holy prophets shall cry unto the Most High, saying, Reward her, even as she rewarded us, and double unto her according to her works, in the cup which she has filled. Fill it even to her double as she has done unto us. You're going to reap every single thing that you have sown. And we are in one accord with that, because that is righteous judgment. How much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously of our labors and our sorrow. So much torment and sorrow. Yeah, allow her double. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall utterly be burned with fire. For strong is the Most High our God who judges her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they see the smoke of her burning. Oh yes, this is what it's going to be like. Second, let me get it. Why did the heathen rage? Second, where the hell is that? One moment. And be pressed upon my spirit, and I gotta find it. I gotta flow by way of the spirit. Oh. Yeah, here we go. And the kings of the earth who committed sexual immorality and lived in luxury with her will weep and wail over her when they see the smoke of her burning. And the merchants of the earth weep and mourn for her, since no one buys their cargo anymore. You're no longer going to be able to serve yourselves off of us. No longer are you going to be able to serve yourselves off of us. And this is how you're going to be. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore, even a merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones, and of pearls and fine linen, and purple and silk and scarlet, and all manner of vessels of ivory, and all manner of vessels of the most precious wood, and of brass and iron and marble, and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense, and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves, and all the souls of men, that they have been held captive by her. All of that they found over here in these lands. And the fruits that thy soul has lusted after are going to be departed from before thee. And all the things which were dainty and goodly are going to be departed from thee. Because you're going to be deported off of our lands. And thou shalt find them no more at all. And the merchants of these things, which were made rich by her, shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment. And they shall weep and wail, saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen, and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold, and precious stones and pearls. Oh, yeah, they know that this was the land of milk and honey. Oh, yeah, they knew it. They know it. Yeah, even that great city from which we received our riches and our power and our glory. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster, and all company and ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, gonna stand afar off and cry when they see the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city? And what is the cause of its destruction? Don't get it twisted. You gotta understand who translated our records. We're not gonna be the ones on fire. Oh no. This the set apart land. The lands is going to be on fire and up in smoke and in turmoil, and the people dwelling upon them lands, there's going to be in the 3 parts, and all the parts is not this part. You're going to catch dust upon your heads. You're going to cry and weep and wail, saying, Alas, alas, that great city wherein we were made rich. Even all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour, these people are going to be made desolate. Not us, and not our land. Our land is going to begin to produce for us. And we're going to be protected in these lands yet again, because our God has returned unto us. The dove has returned over here. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High is going to avenge her over us, or avenge us on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city, Babylon, be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. He that liveth by the sword shall die by the sword. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Put your sword back in its place, Jesus said unto him, for all who draw the sword will die by the sword. Shall I not drink the cup the Father has given unto me? We all drink the cup that we have filled up. If anyone is destined for captivity, in captivity they will go. Oh, hold on. If you lead into captivity, you shall go into captivity. 1 second. Yeah. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with a sword must be killed with a sword. Hold on 1 second. Do not pollute the land where you are. Bloodshed pollutes the land. An atonement cannot be made for the land on which blood has been shed, except by the blood of the one who shed it. You reap what you sow. Whoever sheds the blood of a man, by man his blood will be shed. For in his own image God made humanity. Alright? So understand, we have free agency to live our life accordingly. Alright? And whatever we sow, that which we reap. Whoever strikes and kills a man must surely be put to death. Psalms 37:14 through 15. The wicked have drawn the sword and bent the bow to bring down the poor and the needy, to slay those whose ways are upright. This has happened and is continuing to happen to me. Yes, they are continuing to oppress me. Continuing the oppression, withholding substance, because I refuse to bow down and worship the God of money. Oppressing those whose ways are upright, those of us who are choosing with our free agency to worship and serve the true and living God, to spend our time, energy, and effort doing this spiritual work. The wicked have drawn the sword and bent the bow to bring down the poor and the needy, to slay those whose ways are upright, but their swords will pierce their own hearts, and their bows will be broken. Psalms 55:23. But thou, O God, shalt bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days. I trust in the Most High God. All right. Now, And they lusted after our fruits, all the things that were dainty and good. And the voice of harpers and musicians and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee. Not where the wicked are dwelling, but it will be over here in righteousness. Yeah, there's going to be much singing and rejoicing in these lands over here once the wicked is dealt with. And in her was found the blood of the holy prophets and of the saints and of all that were slain upon the earth, even all those who trusted in the Most High God and kept the commandments that were given unto them. And now I, Moroni, would that you should understand that the nations of the earth have caused that many of the prophets of the Most High God have been slain, because they have tried to teach unto them the plan of the Father, which plan is diametrically opposed to the plan of Lucifer, is the opposite of selfishness and greed, is the opposite of capitalism, is the opposite of survival of the fittest. And when a nation will rather live by the plan of Lucifer, or in other words, do his will, then these same nations seek to destroy the prophets of God, because the words of God that these prophets preach unto them are the words which condemn them, because we speak their conscience to them, which they have seared, because they didn't want to hear from their conscience. All right. But the court which is without the temple leave out and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles. For they shall tread under foot the holy city for 42 months. That is a time, times, and half time. All right. Actually, I think this might be the half a time. All right. 40 and 2 months is the half a time. All right. Yes, that's the revived Roman Empire since 1776. And they've trodden us down. They treaded the holy city for 42 months, okay? Prophetically, that's the half a time. But I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. All right, behold, these are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the Most High God of the earth. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth. We speak the living word by way of the Spirit, and is like fire, which devoureth our enemies. Yeah, if any man will hurt us, he must in this manner be killed. Okay? We slay with the sword of the Spirit. All right? Now, this happened 3 times. Okay, and we're the final ones. All right? And they of the temple of the Most High God, which are the people and kindreds and tongues and nations of the earth, shall see our dead bodies 3.5 days, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. Now you got to understand how they mix this all around, people. All right? We were laying dead in the street this whole damn time. When I was born into this world, okay, when I was born into this system, all right, I had no knowledge. So that's what is meaning by laying dead in the street, okay, spiritually dead, without understanding and clarity, okay, and non-restoration for all of the atrocities that our God allowed to befall us for centuries. Okay, we're the remnant. All right? And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth. I've lived through this. My whole life I've watched people dwelling upon the earth, being merry, sending gifts one to another, and hating the truth. Okay? Hating clarity and understanding. Rather blindly believe. And now I'm only give unto those of you who are the elect the explanation of these things, for they are glorious, which can only be made known unto you by the Spirit of the Most High God. But I know that many of you have been led by the precepts of men for so long that it is difficult for you to discern that which is of the Spirit and that which is of men. Alright, for Satan whispereth a portion of the truth unto many, that he might convince them of his power. And he introduces his own precepts, mingled with the truth, in order to deceive you. You can't deceive anybody without a little grain of truth. Truth about lies. The truth made possible, every single lie told. A truly successful lie must start with a grain of truth. Lies cannot exist without truth. The truth isn't dependent on lies. For all who say truth and lies cannot mix, wake up. You've been living it. Today, we are faced with laws made by liars and only enforced upon we the people. It's time to wake up out of your sleep. All right. Hold on. So yes, he has treaded underfoot the holy city for 42 months. Alright. Satan has deceived the whole damn world. Caused the children of men to disregard these two testimonies of the words of the Hamashiach. Alright. You disregard us, whom he put his word in. We are the living witnesses. All right, 1 second. And all of this time he opened his mouth and blasphemed me against the Most High God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. And it was allotted unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome us, by the words of the leaders of the nations, to whom he was allotted his power. And this power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose name is not written in the book of life, which is the church of the Lamb of the Most High God, who was slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have ear, let him hear. For he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, and he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. See, this happened. And I have previously explained unto you that Satan shall use power that he has over the leaders and the rulers of the nations of the earth, to subdue the truth of the Most High God and slay the prophets, who shall preach the truth unto them. That's why they had their inquisition, even over here. And it is only by the sword, that Satan shall be able to enforce his will upon the earth. And any nation that submitteth to the will of Satan, and taketh up a sword against another nation, shall be destroyed by the sword. Thus it has been, thus it is, and thus it shall always be, until the Messiah cometh in his glory. For behold, every nation that has lived by the sword has died by the sword. Every nation that taketh another nation captive shall be led into captivity according to the word of the Lord, which word has been given unto all the nations of the earth through his holy prophets. All right. The great European empire from which these two nations shall rise, and these two nations shall promote peace, as the two horns like a lamb represent. Nevertheless, this peace shall be the peace and carnal security which Satan shall lull them. This why they have thing called savings accounts, and pensions, and 401k, and all of these things. Man-made weapons. I'm trying to read all this. I got it on my channel a lot, okay? So you can just do your due diligence on my channel, and I've brung this out quite a lot, but I'm just bringing out the important things right now pertaining to this, all right? All right, verse 81. And now I, Moroni, have seen the words of John, which have been given in the Bible. And I would that you should remember the words of Nephi, which he wrote, saying, Thou seest that after the book has gone forth through the hands of the great and abominable church, that there are many plain and precious things taken away from the book, which is the book of the Lamb of the Most High God. And after these plain and precious things were taken away, it goeth forth unto all the nations of the Gentiles. And after it goeth forth unto all the nations of the Gentiles, yea, even across the many waters, which thou hast seen with the Gentiles that have gone forth out of captivity, thou seest, because of the many plain and precious things which have been taken out of the book, which were plain unto the understanding of the children of men, according to the plainness which is in the Lamb of the Most High God. Because of these things which are taken away out of the gospel of the Lamb, and exceedingly great many do stumble. Yet insomuch that Satan has great power over them. All right. And now, Moroni, would that you should understand that the two prophets that shall be among you in the latter days, even those who shall bring forth this record unto you, shall have the power and authority given unto them to discern which of the plain and precious things have been taken out of the Bible. And they shall be instructed to put these plain and precious things back into the Holy Scriptures, according to the revelations that they shall receive of the Holy Spirit, which shall be with them. And we do not add to, nor do we take away from that which is written, but we put back the things which have been taken out by the great and abominable church of which Nephi has spoken. And I have also been given this power and authority of the Spirit. Therefore I have given unto you the words of John in their original state, even a state in which John has written them, even the most plain and precious, so that you may understand the truth regarding them. And now this eighth nation, of which John has written, is the United States of the last days. And it is of the seventh, or of the great European empire. And 10 major nations shall arise of this great European empire, and shall reign for a short time. And unto the nation of the United States shall begin to show forth his power, and establish his plan among the people of the earth. And this first prophet of the latter days, even he that shall bring forth the unsealed portion of this record, shall be given a revelation from the Most High God, in which he shall warn the people of the earth that the time is not yet, but is nigh at hand. Okay, when Satan shall be released and have power over his own dominion, which happened. Okay, yes, he was freed. Okay, the Father had taken the chains off of Satan, and he was freed. All right, now we're done with that. I'm going to show you one more thing. Oh, one more thing pertaining to this. 1 second. All right, this happened in America. Revelation 20, 7 through 8. And when 1,000 years were expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth. All right? Gog and Magog to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. All right? They gathered all the nations to come against us. And we are the people that are considered the sand of the sea, the stars of the sky. That is the children of Israel over here in the fourth part of the earth. That happened. So he had dominion over us. He set up his dominion over here. All right? Present day captivity set up right over here. All right? This ain't no hate speech, people. This is the truth. Although these days, the truth is seen as hate speech. That's a damn shame. During the times of universal deceit, telling the truth becomes a revolutionary act. I am not afraid to speak the truth, despite the hatred that I've been enduring, receiving from all people, including my own damn people. This manifested destiny happened. No, not all the colonizers were European. Not every single one of them were pale skinned. Yes, there were some that was our skin tone right along with them. We realize that. Okay? It don't take away from this prophecy. Because we realize history repeats itself. So even back in the Greek Empire, when the Greeks were ruling, in those days, there went out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, "Come, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are around about us. For since we departed from them, we've had much sorrow." All right? It is the same thing today. It was the same thing when the colonizers came over here. And the same thing today, people. All right? So, it's no surprise that there were dark-skinned people that came with the pale skins, raping, robbing, murdering, and plundering. They established their dominance over here in a promised land, the set apart land, the fourth part of the earth. Yes, these are the three most dangerous men. They changed our cultural ancestral identity, took our benefits that was for us after they assassinated Abraham Lincoln, because Abraham Lincoln had a problem with the oppression against us. In 1828, In 1831, young Abraham Lincoln saw slave markets in New Orleans and it changed him forever. I will make it my life's work to rid America of this evil. Imagine if the current president had the same experience. This is his mentality. I could buy all of these guys and have my own NFL team. They got rich off of us. But no longer are you going to be able to serve yourselves off of us. Not all the Europeans are evil, but a great majority of them have been. One second. This is a quote from Abraham Lincoln, August 24th, 1855. I am not a know-nothing, that is certain. How could I be? How can anyone who abhors the oppression of Negroes be in favor of degrading classes of white people? Our progress in degeneracy appears to me to be pretty rapid. As a nation, we began by declaring that, quote, all men are created equal. We now practically read it, all men are created equal except Negroes. One more. One second. When the know-nothings get control, it will read, all men are created equal except Negroes and foreigners and Catholics. When it comes to this, I should prefer immigrating to some country where they make no pretense of loving liberty, to Russia, for instance, where despotism can be taken pure and without the base alloy of hypocrisy.
Despotism.
Despotism, the exercise of absolute power, especially in a cruel and oppressive way. This is what they established on this land, over here, upon the indigenous people. Whom they reclassified repeatedly. Reclassified us, gave our benefits away to foreigners, changed the image. So now you think that the American Indians are those who are considered Native Americans today. I gotta check my time, people. Okay, I'm a little over an hour. That's not too bad. I thought I was close to 2 hours. So I can go ahead and bring this out right quick. This is from a book entitled Colonial Slavery. From Colonial Slaves in Mexico. Alright, I'm gonna get the book cover. This is the book cover right here. Alright. Asian slaves in colonial Mexico. Chinos. I'm going to show you how they became the indigenous Americans. They're not indigenous, but they were given that position by the colonizers. Okay? See this? They classified us as Africans. Alright? They classify us as Negro. They classify us as colored. Alright? Which stripped us from our American history. Alright? Stripped us from being the Americans and gave it to foreigners. Alright? Now, This chapter examines Chinos changing legal status and ethnic identity in the context of the church bureaucracy. Alright, bureaucracy. It begins with an overview of significance of baptism for Indians versus slaves to understand Chinos' distinct status within the church. Now, they classified the Chinos as Indians. They became the Indians. And we were classified as slaves. Alright? The next section, hold on, I'm going to read all of this. Hold on. The section on the court of the Inquisition illustrates a similar protection of slavery. Alright? So the Chinos got to protect themselves from being treated like us. Alright? Chino slaves, like African slaves, were prosecuted for challenging the social order. At the same time, this section shows that the tribunal became a place where Chinos' Indian identity was put to the test. All Indians, including Filipinos, were given immunity from prosecution by the Holy Office from the time of its founding in New Spain. Over time, inquisitors implemented the exemption more broadly, releasing all Chino slaves because they identified them as Indians. Finally, the chapter discusses the organizational changes that resulted from the abolition of Chino slavery, when the church embraced all Chinos as Indians and thus confirmed their new status as indigenous vassals. They weren't really indigenous, no, but by the authority of the church, they made them the indigenous people, and they were the vassals. All right? So as long as them Chinos played along, they were allowed to get their reservations, they were allowed to get their free land, they were allowed to get casinos, and they were allowed to collect all of these huge-ass paychecks. Whereas the real indigenous Americans, reclassified as slaves, colored, Negro, all of these stigmas and labels, we got nothing but oppression. Alright, so I'll be bringing more about this later, okay? So, I just wanted to show you how you got your modern day, quote unquote, Native Americans. They are not really Native Americans. They're not really indigenous Americans. Okay? Deuteronomy 28:37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Most High would allow us to be led. Alright? This is how we're seen by the world. This is how we're portrayed in the media. This is how we portrayed in the movies. This is how we're portrayed in the TV shows. But we are the people that have been robbed and spoiled. None has delivered. We've been for a prey, and none has said restore. None of the nations have pitied us. Our God asks us, for who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Who will go aside and ask how you do? Who checks up on you? Hardly no one checks up on me. When we speak out about oppression, we're called hateful. They want to claim it's CRT, critical race theory, when in fact, It's truth. Stop racism. The racism is in your need and want to hide your hands in what has been done here in America upon the indigenous Americans, whom you reclassified as African Americans, for you to be on top and enjoy your blessings, your dainties, your delicacies, the fruit of our land, while we're languishing in the corners of civilization. This ain't righteous civilization. Stop hate. The hate is within you that continue to turn a blind eye to how your people have mistreated us for centuries and are still mistreating us unto this day. Back when Howard Stern and some other Europeans really put on blackface, shaming Kanye West, calling him anti-Semitic, when he's the true Shemite, they committed anti-Semitism against Kanye and other Shemites here in the Americas. Yet they aren't being canceled. They didn't get canceled. That's racism. That's hate. And she claims that she a free thinker. My face when I get accused of being a racist because of exposing racism. Oh, so it's not the racial attacks, murders, laws, profiling, hate groups, which is still prevalent today. If it was really a righteous society, the KKK would have been dismantled a long damn time ago. But they're not. All white supremacist organizations would have been dismantled a long time ago. But they're not. Crimes, police brutality, negative stereotypes, supremacist system. Oh, it ain't none of that though, right? That ain't racist, right? None of that's the problem, right? It's exposing it. That's the problem. It's the poor. We're the problem. That's how you want to see us. 400 years of slavery, oppression, persecution, affliction, murder. All of these things, you still got us prisoners of war. But you want to claim that we're unforgiving. When have you even asked for forgiveness? For real. Not just vain lip service. But when have you given back what has been stolen? When have you stepped down off of us so that we can get up and soar in our purpose, that which our God created us to do upon the earth? Why do you continue to stand on top of us, holding us bondage to your economic system, refusing to assist us? Telling us to rue hog or die poor. The reality of how America was built. You claim you were doing it for our own good. You claim that you were doing it so we can go forward together. You destroyed us. You got your ass up on top. Then you just want to give vain lip service. I'm sorry that I was racist, but I know better now. We're a forgiving people. We're like, cool, now help us. You looking down on us like, I got up here myself. Why can't you? Well, you done raped, robbed, murdered, and just plundered and stole all of our shit. You left us without a pot to piss in. This is the great transgression that's gonna be rectified. Yeah. And if you choose not to assist us, then understand what's coming for you. Because now, with all of that oppression, it's caused a few of his people to diligently seek our Father. And those of us that are called by his name, humble ourselves. We prayed and we sought his face. We turned from our wicked ways. So our Father is hearing from heaven, and he's forgiving our sins. Therefore he is healing our land. And upon healing our land, all you wicked people is being swept up off of our land. Isaiah 14:1-17. You can go read it, people. The end of oppression is coming. Yes, it is. It's time for our restoration. Restoration is the act of restoring or bringing back to a former place, station, or condition. The fact of being restored, renewal, reestablishment, as the restoration of friendship between enemies, the restoration of peace after war. Just one moment. There's something that was upon my heart right quick. Alright. This is who we were when our lands was invaded. So we're going to get back every single thing that was plundered from us, whether you decide to help us or not. But your choice to withhold, harden your heart, and all of them things, you have free agency. That choice is going to get you destroyed. Okay? Because this has to be answered for. We're the original people that were residing upon these lands before it was invaded. And you guys got to enjoy your blessing. So now it's time for the righteous kingdom to arise. And if you are righteous, Gentiles, you will begin to give back what has been stolen. What does it mean? Because I've been asked. Okay, I've been asked a lot. What exactly does it mean to restore your people when we're prisoners of war right along with you? Well, there's a whole bunch of very prosperous nations out there. All right? Yes, there's individual people, all right, that my God allowed to reap the blessing back of Lucifer. Okay? So now it's your choice whether you're going to use the blessing back of Lucifer for righteousness' sake or continue in your wicked ways, selfishness and greed. My God did not allow you that for selfishness and greed. My God allowed you that for a chance, an opportunity. to be a part of his righteous kingdom. All right? But you have a choice with your free agency, people. We're not here to strong arm you. All right? On that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. We do have a little bit more of the audio left over. That was just a clip that I was instructed to bring forward today. All right, but there's more that I hope to bring to you tomorrow, okay, and hopefully finish it on up, because like I told you before, I'm on limited time. All right, if no one assists me with the internet bill that's going to be due in a couple of days, I'm not sure what's going to happen, okay? It is what it is. I am not earning money, okay? I don't earn money to sustain my life, all right? I spend all my time, energy, and effort flowing by way of the Spirit, doing what I was created to do, all right? So, on that note, shalom.